My name?
Well, we told you about that, and the Commonwealth initiative is doing all this. The head for Africa, it's right on stream. We also have Jocelyn Duma also on stream as well, and Nana Sase. We know that he's a poet, spoken word artist, and all of you on stream. Good morning to all of you. Can you all hear me?
Good morning.
Good morning, Roland.
Well, great.
Morning.
How are you? Jocelyn. Yeah, okay. Yeah, cool. What are you drinking, Jocelyn?
If I told you, I'm going to have to kill you.
I love that. I love that. You have to kill me. Yeah.
Jocelyn, I hope it's legal.
It's very legal. No, it's legal.
Yeah.
It's green tea. Very legal. Green tea.
Because, Jocelyn, I can see that your eyes are red.
Charlie, I'm about to go and do my workout. So, yeah.
Okay, so it's because of the workout, not what you are drinking.
Oh, Bayupa, green tea. Come on now.
Well, John, we all know the times in which we're in already. Many of the countries that you represent have been doing enough for this, but for the wider Commonwealth, what really is the structure of the plan, John?
Well, good morning to all your viewers. Good morning to you again. I think you guys, Joy, have been doing a sterling job in terms of being able to provide all the pertinent information. I think, first of all, I'll say that I think Ghana has done an amazing job. Ghana shall prosper after this. But most importantly, I think what the Commonwealth has sought to do is to provide the necessary data and evidence base for which to help a lot of countries to actually fight this pandemic. We've done that through our coronavirus tracking system that the Secretariat actually set up. Because, you know, now, especially for those of you in the media, evidence is everything, data is everything. It's data that actually drives what happens in the world. And I think for the African continent, we've been very fortunate that this time we're behind the curve. And because of that, you look at countries like Ghana, you look at Rwanda. Rwanda has no deaths at all. You know, you realize that in a lot of African countries, we're able to institute lockdowns and measures in place that a lot of the countries outside in Europe and America are not doing. You go everywhere, you have the Veronica buckets outside, you have the face mask, you know, and I think we're doing an amazing job. But from the perspective of the Commonwealth, all about data. And data we have aplenty. So we've been working with a lot of the governments of member states to give them all this data and to see how it feeds in their data. So we're working very much behind the scenes. And I remember a famous proverb that they say, "Ahimpa enkasa." You know, we don't make too much noise, you know, but we are, I mean, Nana, I'm sure you give us some more proverbs. We are behind the scenes trying to lay structures for now and trying to lay structures for the future.
But Jocelyn, and first, let me start with you, Jocelyn. Why did you decide to partner the Commonwealth to do this?
Oh, it's the Commonwealth now. Why not? But I also I think when John approached me about this whole idea of, you know, working as an ambassador, I was very excited. Thank you very much, John, and to the Commonwealth. But I think it came at the right time. And I don't want to say right time because of what is happening right now, but I think the time it came couldn't have been better, because I'm all for educating people on the need to sort of do the right thing in order for all of us to survive, be it from ex-cholera to a few campaigns that I've run in the past. So, I mean, I thought this would have been, this was a great thing, and I definitely wanted to be a part of it. Even if I wasn't a brand ambassador, being a Ghanaian and being a citizen of Ghana, this is something that I would 100% support. You know, so yeah. Yeah,
that's great. And Nana, it also means that all comes to a head, right? Rallying everything that you know should be done to involve yourself, your friends, to support this.
Yeah, Roland, you realize that I've always said, and I maintain that if what we do, especially as artists, does not go to improve society, then it means that we are not doing anything at all. And so once you have the opportunity to serve and put your talents at the disposal of society, then it means that we are getting somewhere. I have a personal interest in all this COVID issue because indirectly, I am directly behind the front lines. My mother is a district director of health services. So when I was approached by Commonwealth way before this COVID thing, I believe that, well, you see, art is one of the ways that we break down barriers the world over. And so why not put my art at the disposal of the Commonwealth? So I dare say that the Commonwealth is not the barriers we have in our nations. It's just the collection or collective of great minds and talents that we have the world over. Yeah, so it's a pleasure to be part of this. And it so happens that we are called to duty at this time to put our best at the disposal of the world. There could not be a better opportunity to do this.
Now, John, if we look at what the Commonwealth is doing from the economic front, how is it being done and how better can it be done?
Well, from the economic front, like I said earlier on, the ministers of finance and within Commonwealth countries 2 years ago actually met with their secretariat in London during one of their finance meetings. And they actually started to work on risk analysis within member countries to find out ways in which when there's issues around, usually it was around climate change we're thinking about. No one was thinking about what COVID could do to actually stop the entire world in its tracks. Our money didn't go there. But being able to have a risk analysis and be able to make sure that you have a fund that can go to member states at this time is something that I know post-COVID is going to really come in place. Because we're fighting a new enemy. And it's an enemy you can't see. If it's a country that is fighting you, you can easily go and fight or find ways to stop it. But you're fighting something that is like a ghost, you know? So you can't see it. So I think on the economic front, post-COVID, you're going to see a lot of the member states coming together because like our slogan says, united we stand, you know, divided we fall. It's all about staying united and seeing how we can use the aggregate power of the Commonwealth, because that's what the name stands for, the wealth of what we have in common. Using that aggregate force to be able to provide for all of us in times of need. And I'd like to say that one group that we represent in Ghana as well is the Commonwealth Enterprise and Investment Council, which is the business arm of the Commonwealth. And we have a lot of initiatives that we have planned out. We have something called the Commonwealth First that has already been set up. That is about providing SMEs with the opportunity to export outside. That is something you're going to see us doing in Ghana and across Africa. We have great minds like Sir Linton Crosby, who's a serious political strategist. You can Google him and find out what he's done. He's come out with a paper for our strategic partners within the Enterprise and Investment Council that shows them the areas to go into and how to make sure that you're able to have a more prosperous economy. And as I say, Africa will prosper and Ghana shall prosper.
Now, Jocelyn, when you hear of conversations like, well, economic assistance is being offered to many other African countries, we also do know that many of these countries in Europe and even in the UK itself, they're suffering, going to lose a lot in billions of their currencies just because of this. That could have a net effect on how they support us. We also do know that there are concerns about vaccines being tested in Africa in the future, etc. And when you do the interaction with your fans on your platforms, how do you tend to communicate or influence their opinions in many other related ways?
I mean, it starts with us, you know. Again, it's a pandemic. Everybody's going through it. Like you're saying, all the countries that would have given us assistance are also going through it. So I think that when I communicate with my following and my fans, I tell them, look, it's about you. There's some basic things you can do in order for you to protect yourself. Like the commercial, the advert we shot said, you know, ginger and onion and you know, alcohol is not going to cut it. You just need to take care of yourself. And that's something that I always try to instill in my followers. Like, at the end of the day, it starts with you. If we all brighten our little corner where we are, we're not going to now need to even rely on all these outside help or even internal help. So again, the basic washing of hands as regularly as you can, and the running water and soap, not touching your face when you go out there, you know, no handshakes. And I cannot even stress enough on the need to, stay a little isolated. So we're not trying to, group as before. People like us in the creative industries are really suffering because, for instance, even to shoot a movie, you need more than 5 people, or you need more than 20 people in order for you to get a very good quality, because you have the gaffer, you have the sound, you have the light, you have everybody. But we're still telling people to stay put. Yeah. So I think that it starts from you and I, as individuals, doing something in our own small way to brighten our little corner where we are, and then abide by the little rules that are working. Drink hot liquids when you can. Not to say that that's going to help you, but I guess boost your immune system, eat a lot of fruits and vegetables. So it's just the basic things that I can I do myself is what I tend to tell my followers to also follow. So yeah, that's in my own small way.
Okay, so let me just ask this question and we'll run through for the three of you. And John, if you look at the work that JoyNews has been doing, how would you say has been within these times of providing the sort of information that we always do by way of content? Let me start with you, John.
Well, I raise up my hands to Joy all the time, and I think that's why with everything that we do, we've usually partnered with Joy in terms of being able to come out with accurate information. Dispel a lot of the myths. For me, when I go online and I'm looking for information that counts, I go on Joy. Because I know by the time I've seen it on Joy, it's been filtered. It's been filtered properly. And you're going to get accurate information. You're not going to get myths. And for us, that is one of the most important things. As Kathleen was saying, in the ads that she shot, a lot of people think pepper or sunshine or ginger or alcohol, appetition, the rest. because the sanitizer works on the hand, also works on the eyes, But being able to dispel those things are the best way to be able to fight this pandemic. And like Jocelyn rightly said, and Nana reiterated as well, it gets to a point where we have to realize that we have to depend on ourselves. You're looking for other people to always come to your rescue. The day when they are in trouble, you are finished. So for us, by us, we have to find ways to be self-reliant, and that's exactly. And that's why I'm looking at ways in which, like what the Ghana government is doing, we're printing our own face masks, printing our own overalls, using our factories that we have, and actually getting them to produce these things. You can't always be depending on people. It's about trade, it's about self-reliance, it's not about aid. And we have to slowly move away from that aid dependence. Because that really gets you stuck at times like this. You realize who your friends are,
Right. Nana, what about you? What Joy and the rest of its subsidiaries are doing at Multimedia?
Yes, so Roland, by now you already know I really want Joy. Have the time, trust me. I'm one of those late keepers who would sleep at 2 a.m., who would knock off late, come up early, and my dial is constantly on JoyNews. You realize that you have a very unique approach to breaking the news. Otherwise, you go onto other platforms and you realize all you can read is panic, 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 panic. But Joy and its other subsidiaries, Multimedia and its subsidiaries, have been very dynamic in presenting, factors on COVID, from in-depth discussions on the economics, the arts, and there are several mornings you brought on other people to talk about what is really happening. You go out to bus stations, you go out to where people are really experiencing the hard-hitting stuff about COVID-19. And I think it's been good. Trust me, it gives so much information. If somebody decided not to go out, I think you keep them informed, you keep them well entertained, you keep them every reason to stay indoors and realize, look, the front line is just your doorstep. And I think other media houses should just take a cue from this. Look, the simple joys of life are right there in your house. Just tune into some place where they can give you very balanced discussions. I think Joy does that quite well. Please keep it up. Beyond COVID, the world will belong to people who are such proactive and such dynamic people in all the things they do. Congrats, thumbs up.
That's the related issue of speaking to orators, and the beautiful Jocelyn Dumas, just in 30 seconds, what we're doing right here.
Let me tell you, you know me already. When it comes to multimedia, I'm part of the family, whether I like it or not. But yes, like everybody has said, like John and Asasi has said, you know, you guys are doing an amazing job. And obviously the myth busting, you know, fact checking. When I'm reading about, let's say, the numbers escalating, or like Nana says, you know, all this panic news, I go to Joy, and once I read Joy, you know, it's a very well balanced reportage. I think that is something that even I tell my close family members and friends and guys, you know, don't watch the news, don't watch the news, because I had friends, I even almost had a panic attack at the beginning of this whole thing. And I realized that the news was what was doing most of the damage. So I keep telling people, don't watch the news, but if you have to watch the news, please check on Joy FM, because that is the place where you will get accurate, balanced news. And I take my hats off for you guys, and even for your news reporters, you know, going out there and bringing all the reportage to us.
Time is up.
Cut. Thank you.
Jocelyn, cut. Yeah. Well, we have to say thank you to all of you. John up here.
Roland, what?
Time is up. You wanted to say? Mama V is here. Mama V, speak to John. Okay, thank you. All right, Mama V.
Okay, it's been fun. I wanted you to continue, but we have to wrap up. We thank you for joining us and enjoying our show. We'll be back tomorrow, God willing, but definitely stay with us here on Joy News. Take care of yourselves, stay safe, wear the mask. See you soon.